What is up, ladies and gentlemen YouTube? Unbearableboss back at it again. And today we are doing a bit of a special video, one that I hold true and dear to my heart. I'm going to have to bust out the Mountain Dews for this. But today I want to be talking about my Xbox collection. Now, do I want to do all my consoles individually, or do I want to do all of them in one video? And I decided to do them all in one video, so let's get started where I guess it really did all started. Start off with my original Xbox. This is a chunky boy. This is a behemoth. How I got this Xbox, I don't remember how old I was at the time. I was probably 7, 8 years old, maybe younger, maybe older. Where my great-grandma actually gave me this. She had already had it for a while. And whenever the cousins came over, they would play on it. But as time they got older and they just stopped playing on it, so she gifted it to me. Just a console, no games. And I actually found a game for it at a garage sale around that time too, like same year. And that was Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2, and I played the absolute crap out of that game. Unfortunately, I do not have the game. A dog ate it. And I have not gotten another copy because apparently trying to find all 3 games is a bit of a pain. But I put a lot of time and a lot of gameplay, and I will be showing you some of the games, all the games I do have for the system, and all the accessories I have for it. But this is... that's just the black one. I don't have the Halo or the EA Sports one. I would like them. Unfortunately, I don't have them. But one version of the original Xbox I do want, and you can kind of tell from the Mountain Dews right here, is I want the limited edition Mountain Dew Xbox. Why? Because I love Mountain Dew and I love Xbox, and that collaboration was good. Why have they not done another collaboration like that? I do not know. If anyone at Microsoft, please. Xbox Series X Mountain Dew Edition. It already looks like a mini fridge. So let's look at some of the accessories I got for it. Let's start with my wireless controllers. First one is the DVD remote. Now, I actually bought this brand new off of eBay for like 20 bucks. They're not special or rare. And I actually do use this thing whenever I have a DVD and I don't have a Blu-ray version of that DVD and I want to watch it. I actually watch it on my original Xbox. It's a really good DVD player. I have the wireless dongle dingus here, right here. And it just plugs into the front of your system. I always keep it in number 3 because I have 2 other controllers. But yeah, it's a decent controller. It's very lightweight, but it gets the job done and it works. I've had no problem with it. I really did wish it... I can understand if you want to add on to a remote, but it should have had DVD support out of the get-go. But then again, I didn't have it when I was brand new, so I have really no reason to complain about it. But it still would have been nice. And my other one is my Logitech wireless game controller. Now, this game controller, in my opinion, would inspire the Xbox 360 controller in terms of look, design, and feel. I love this controller and how convenient it is. My number 1 complaint about it is, and I've felt multiple controllers like this, is the triggers. The triggers just feel like crap. They do not feel good. So it is convenient, and I do use it when I can. There is little to no latency on it. I got the chunky receiver right here too. And just these triggers kind of ruin it for me. It's a nice controller and I used it. The controller I did get... should unroll it. Is this Model S controller in Sapphire Blue. Now, this controller is in beautiful condition. Sorry, it's a little dusty. I haven't played it in a month. Been doing other stuff. And I actually got these. You can buy these brand new. I bought these because I hate having to replace thumbsticks. So getting these little rubbers for your thumbsticks, they were meant for an Xbox One controller. I put them on here because why not? They're just so nice. They're so nice to have. But yeah, I do love this controller. I love everything about the controller. It's comfortable. The buttons are in a good spot. It's just a really overall nice controller. It does not share a lot of... Other than button placement, it doesn't really share a whole lot of design with the Xbox 360 controller, in my opinion. They do look vastly different from each other. But it's still a great controller. I found this at Vintage Stock, my favorite game store to go to. And I picked this up for $10. An OEM original Xbox controller in good condition in sapphire blue. For $10. And no, there's the rubber thumbsticks are not worn. I just put these on here so I don't have to replace them. I do not like opening up controllers, and it's a big inconvenience. And I will show you why. I've opened up the next controller you see me, and this is actually one of the controllers I got. And that is the Duke. You cannot have an original Xbox control, an original Xbox without the Duke. Now, to be honest, I like the way the Duke controller feels. Yes, it's stupidly big, but it just feels good in the hand. I don't know why. Everything just fits perfectly. I love the triggers on these much better. The triggers on the sapphire blue controller right here, they feel good, but these feel better in my opinion. And I don't use this controller anymore because for some reason something is internally wrong with the controller. It's not the cable. I've replaced the cable multiple. I didn't replace the cable. I replaced the dongle here multiple times. That didn't fix it. I checked the cable. There's no splices, no tears, no groundage in the controller cable. I'm pretty sure it's something to do with the board in the controller because it just does not work. The thumbsticks are out of whack. The minute you plug it in, it starts freaking out everything. You can't control your thumbsticks. Your thumbsticks are stuck up. And none of the other buttons respond. So I don't know what's wrong with it. It is a really nice controller. I know a lot of people give a crap, but I do like it. My hands are decently big, so it fits better for people who have small hands. I'm sorry. Now, I had this Xbox hooked up in two ways. Way number one is I do not have the official Microsoft AV HD pack, but I do have the second best thing, which are very expensive monster component cables. These are not cheap, and they are hard to get. Luckily, I found these in used condition on eBay for, I think, $40, $45. These cables are made stupidly good. Metal ends, thick braided cable, thick rubber where it matters. Just a gold plated. This is a really nice cable, and it is probably second, if not on par, with the original Microsoft AV pack. So it is a very good cable, and I'm very happy to have it. This is how I currently use it right now because I have a TV with component outputs. Now, if you don't have a TV with component outputs and only HDMI, I do have this, and you're probably wondering, Unbearableboss, why are you mentioning this? I'm mentioning it because, one, I have it. Two, I was really hyped for it. And three, I wasted my money and I was disappointed. I bought this brand new at Vintage Stock. I'm not dissing Vintage Stock. They just sell the product, okay? But that is the Panorama, my original Xbox HDMI cable. And it was licensed by Microsoft, which I really wish Microsoft would have done some quality control on this before stamping their brand onto it, because that kind of makes them look bad. But here it is. It's this little box that converts the component signal to HDMI. Now it does have a lot. It's not perfect. Like, there's a lot of noise interference, and a lot of times some games will glitch with it, and it's not a great cable. For all around, if you want to play the original Xbox cheap and convenient, this is probably one of the ways to do it. There's no cheap option right now that's convenient. There are a bunch of options. I have not taken the time to do it. I was on a waiting list for one of them. It's Adam Clark did a video on it. It's the best plug-and-play option. And unfortunately, I can't get my hands on it because they got a waiting list of forever, basically. But when I got a new TV and it only had HDMI, this is what I used. But I went back to using the other TV for it, and this is how I have it currently set up. I mean, if you need an HDMI cable for the original Xbox and you just need it to work and want it cheap, I guess I can recommend it for that purpose. But if you're getting this because you're a hardcore gamer and you want the best you can get out of an original Xbox, I can't recommend it. I'm sorry. Hyperkin does make a good product, like the Hyperkin Duke controller. I want it so bad. Alright, because it's this, but works on an Xbox One, and it was for the backwards compatibility program. There's a special 20-year anniversary version of that controller, and even a Halo Green controller. I really want that, and unfortunately, I have not brought myself to spend that much money on getting that. But it'd be a nice controller to have. It's built very well, and I still wish I had it. And there is a couple accessories I don't have that I wish I did. I wish I had the original Xbox headset. Unfortunately, I don't have the original Xbox headset, and I don't have the adapter for it to hook it up, and I don't have any memory cards. Now, honestly, with an original Xbox, you don't really need a memory card because the games are so big that a lot of times you can't fit your save games. Here's my stack of original Xbox games. I don't have any of the rare ones. These are the games I just picked up over the years. I am building my collection ever more when I can. It's hard to do because money's always tight, and economy and global warming and all these other terrible things. Politics. They distract me from what I really like to do. So let's start off with the first game I have on the stack. It's not in order, it's just what I have. Lego Star Wars, the video game. Now this, I play from start to finish. I don't know why, but all the Lego games that come out on game console have always been really, really good. And this is no exception. This is just a fun game to have. You can, obviously there's the complete saga you can get for $360. That's backwards compatible on Xbox One. But I got the original version right here, and it was fun to play. Only paid, according to the sticker, $7 for it, so yeah, good game for $7. If you see it, pick it up. It's fun. And then I got Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy, right here. I don't know. I don't remember how I picked this. Remember how I picked it up, but so it's a good game. If you see it, pick it up. Do you really need the original Xbox versions of it? No. But they're nice to have, and I play it. I played both of them from start to finish. Really fun game, and it gave us the Lego games we have today. We wouldn't have the new Lego Star Wars games and the new Lego Jurassic World video games because these guys started it all. And let's see. Another one. This one's one of my favorite games to play on the original Xbox, and that is the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind Game of the Year Edition. This is my favorite Elder Scrolls title in the series. And it even comes with the original map of Morrowind, and I'm going to gently open this up for you guys. It comes with the original map. Eventually, I do want to get these framed up. But yeah, that is very cool to have. Yeah. I'm always scared to open and take this out because it's very delicate, and to have a complete inboxed version of the Game of the Year edition with the map, it's just nice to have. Like, this is one of my favorite games, and if you have an original Xbox and you want to play Morrowind on a game console, this is a good way to do it. And also, the Xbox One is backwards compatible, and you can play it in a nice 4K 60 to 120 frames a second, depending on which version of the console you got. And it is a must-have to pick up. And this game is still fun to play. Like, the story is really good. The side quests are very good. And this is pretty much this game is, when it was released, was almost completely finished. No need for patches or updates. I know, Bethesda making an Elder Scrolls game for a game console that doesn't need patches and DLC and all this other crap, just so you can play the game properly. So that is a nice game to have. Another exclusive, except you can obviously get, like, you can only pick this up on original Xbox. There's no PS2 port of the game. You can also play the PC version, which is probably the better version. This is probably the best way to play it on console. But another exclusive on PC is Roller Coaster Tycoon. I picked this up as kind of like a must-have. This is a great example of what Microsoft could do. Like, they took an existing PC game and ported it to the original Xbox due to the power of its DirectX capabilities. And a lot of good PC ports that you didn't get on any other console at the time that this was commercially relevant. And Roller Coaster Tycoon is one of them, along with Morrowind down there. So that is a fun game to have and to play. Another one that I picked up recently is Counter-Strike, the original. Paid $10 for this. And this is a slightly more tuned up version than what you could get on the PC at the time. Obviously, I'm pretty sure they could do mods and other stuff to make the game better. But this is the #1 online PC action game in the world, now on Xbox. I'm sure it was at the time, probably not now. CSGO pretty much took that over. But yeah, this is kind of a nice game to have. Obviously, the PC version is the better version to get. But if you see this for a good deal, might as well pick it up because it's fun and it kills time and just a really good game to play. Another one that I have not played yet that I picked up at my local Goodwill. When I go to my Goodwill or pawn shop and I see a game that needs saving, I try to save it when I can. And two examples right here are games I've not played. It's Shadow Up Red Mercury right here, made by one of my favorite game studios, Atari. And then we got Juiced. I don't know how to pronounce that. This is some sort of Fast and Furious style drag racing game. I played a little bit of it. It seemed really fun. It's got a lot of licensed cars on the back, so this game was probably pretty big. THQ, a good game studio that I believe does not exist anymore, so boo on that. But yeah, I don't know if these games are really a good or a must-have, but I did pick them up to save them and give them a good home, because these were in pretty rough shape. I took it to the vintage stock in Yukon, the only one that had their disc cleaning machine working, and I patched these up, and these work perfectly, and the bottoms look phenomenal now. They were cheap. I think I paid $2 for one and $5 for the other. One at my pawn shop, one at my Goodwill. Saved them, brought them home, got them a good home, and probably this game that I'm about to show you is the reason why. Because at my grandma's house, whenever we have an old game console, we kind of just leave it there to have. And I did that with my original Xbox because I didn't play it all that much, and I didn't really have a need to keep it with me. This game alone made me bring the original Xbox back home, and I haven't. I've been playing it ever since, and it's made me appreciate the console much more. And I don't know if it's rare or not, or if you guys are going to like this game or not. This is one of my favorites because I grew up watching the show as a child. It is one of my favorite TV shows of all time, and I'm glad they made a decent video game port of the TV show in a special way. And that is The Dukes of Hazzard, Return of the General Lee. I played every inch of this game I have. Every inch of this game. And it looks beautiful too. It's just so fun. This is my dream car right here. I want this car one day. And this is a really good game. The story's really good. The driving mechanics are really good. And this is probably one of the few games that they based it off a movie/TV show done right. And honestly, this is just such a good game. I, without a doubt, recommend this game. If you have an original Xbox, get it. It is such a good game. I love it so much. And I will be replaying it again on YouTube. And now let's jump into a Microsoft exclusive. And this is one of my favorite racing. This is probably my favorite racing game on the original Xbox, and that is the first Forza Motorsport. This is a really good game, and a must-have, honestly. You should pick this game up if you have an original Xbox, because this is what started the Forza series as it is today. Without this game, we would not have all the nice new Forza Motorsports or even the Horizon games. I paid $6 for this at Vintage Stock at the time. It is a really good game. The driving mechanics are really good. And this is better than the Gran Turismo games that came out on PlayStation 2. I'm sorry. For all the Sony fanboys, I love Sony. Alright, not hating for them. This is a better game. I'm sorry. Forza is just the better realistic racing series, too. It is way better than the Gran Turismo series. I'm sorry. And I picked this up because I really wanted it. There's no other reason. But that is Doom 3 Limited Collector's Edition in Steelbox. And what's special about this, it came with an original, non-scratched off, 2 months free trial of the original Xbox Live. Now that is just a treasure to have. And back when Microsoft actually gave you decent trials. Honestly. It's nice to know the monthly value has gone down. Like $12 for a month? Damn. Nowadays you just pay $10 for a month. But the fact is they gave you 2 months free trial. Because if you want 3 months of Xbox Live Gold now, it's going to cost you at least $25. And they were giving you 2 months for free. Amazing. And the sticker's in here too. I paid $10 for this. What a steal. And I played as much as I can. I haven't beaten the game on original Xbox yet. I did play the remastered Doom 3 on my Xbox One, and I do plan on continuing that series because of something I will tell you in a different video. But let's just say I found something when I went to the flea market, and now I can start recording games off my game consoles back. And last but not least, probably the best Need for Speed game of all time. People argue Need for Speed Underground or Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, and I always go with Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. This is probably the very first original Xbox game I played. Now, before I got this console from my great-grandmother, my cousin had an original Xbox because his older brother always got new Xbox consoles when they were relevant. And when he got his 360, he gave my cousin his original Xbox. And I remember playing Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 with him whenever I got the chance. Honestly, this is such a fun game and a must-have, and probably one of, if not the best, Need for Speed games ever made. Move on to the next Xbox that I have, and that is probably one of the best selling Xbox game consoles of all time, and that is my Xbox 360. Now, you guys haven't seen this, but this is the DK Oldies video. This is the DK Oldies Xbox 360, given new life, by the way. Went ahead and got a carbon fiber faceplate to replace the broken black one they gave me. I put a carbon fiber skin on it to hide all the scratches. I've upgraded it from 120 gigabytes to 250 gigabytes. And I've been playing the absolute crap on it. And this is not the only model I have. My very first Xbox 360, which I got for Christmas in 2013. And that is the limited edition R2-D2 Star Wars Xbox 360 Model S. This is the Elite, which is the old school model of Xbox. And then we got the S. That was a mouthful. I'm sorry. Alright, so What is my experience with the 360 right here? Well, I got this for Christmas in 2013, and I played a lot. I've played almost every Lego game that came out for the 360 on this. I've played every bit of Minecraft that I could on this, and I played a bunch of other games. There's so much games I have digitally on it, like the Xbox Live Gold, and I got a bunch over here in the corner that I'm going to talk about once I'm done. I cannot express all the fun times and the memories I had with this console, and honestly, this is the console that made me go to Xbox, and why I kind of stuck with Xbox for a long time. Now, I do like PlayStation. One of my favorite game consoles is PlayStation 3. But my very first real game console, technically the Nintendo Wii was, but I don't really like Nintendo game consoles. They're just not... The only thing they got going for it is their exclusives. If it wasn't for Mario and all their other exclusive characters, Nintendo would be in the dirt with Sega. But my very first real game console was PlayStation 2, and I played the ever-loving hell out of that console. But unfortunately, when we moved from San Antonio, Texas, we hired a moving company to move us. And when they moved, they actually stole my PlayStation 2, all my controllers, all my games, my memory cards, everything. It was just gone. So, unfortunately, I don't have that console. I would like to have that console back, but unfortunately, I don't. But when I got this in 2013, this basically switched me over to Xbox, and I haven't looked back since. I do want every PlayStation console and every Xbox console I can get, because I do love both brands and I appreciate them. And they both got things going for them that make you want to pick up either one. It's just, I'm a Microsoft boy at heart, and at the end of the day, I will probably pick up an Xbox controller over a PlayStation controller. So that's just how I feel about things, and I poured so much time into this. So much time. And obviously, you guys know about the DK Oldies Xbox, where I got scammed. I wasted $250 on it. And it's had some upgrades since the last time you've seen them. I've been using it as much as I can. I've given it a good home. A second chance at life. We opened it, replaced the thermal paste, all that stuff. Go check out that video, link in the description. Let's move on to some accessories, which is the Kinect, a very controversial design. A very controversial, what would you call it? Accessory for the Xbox 360. Now, I used the Kinect back when I was younger. It was fun. Two games that I really played with it, which was the Star Wars game that came with the console that I'll talk about in a minute, and Angry Birds. It was just so much fun to play it in Kinect. I didn't really use the Kinect all that much. It's not a bad accessory. It's just, there are better options. Let me show y'all the controllers. I only have two, well, technically three. But at one point, I did give this to my sisters, and they were really young, and they really tore it up. Like, this console needs to be opened up and cleaned badly because of it. My 3-piece CPO gold chrome controller that came with the Xbox, I don't have anymore. That was destroyed. And I also had a white controller that was destroyed too. There was just no fixing or repairing it. I was too young to know what to do, so I got junked. Eventually, I would like to pick up one of those controllers to have with it. Fortunately, I don't have it, but I do have two controllers. I have this chrome blue Xbox 360 controller with the rubber pads on it. I also have this Afterglow controller. I really like the Afterglow. Afterglow and Rock Candy controllers are probably the only third-party controllers I will buy for a console, because they're licensed at least for Xbox. I can't say for Nintendo or PlayStation, but they are licensed by Microsoft. And they're just really good controllers to have. They feel good in the hands. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I broke the thumbsticks on this controller, and I didn't want to buy a new one, so all the broken controllers I had at the time, I was going through the thumbsticks, seeing which ones would fit. And believe it or not, the original Duke controller's thumbsticks actually fit in here, and that's what's in here. Because these are the ones from the Afterglow controller. It's just these cheap rubber things, and they broke and peeled off. So this controller was already broken, and I ported it out. And thumbsticks are in here, and it is a really nice controller to use. It does have one problem, and that's, what is it called? Stick ghosting, or when the thumbstick moves itself, but you're not moving it. It's weird. That's the only problem with it. But it's a really nice controller. Really nice to have. I would like a rock candy just to kind of complete it, because rock candy controllers are really cool. I don't like the thumbsticks on them, but they're really nice controllers to have. And they're a lot easier to get hold of than first-party controllers. First-party controllers nowadays for any old console is a nightmare to get, and you're always going to be spending a lot of money to get it, unfortunately. That's just how it is. I was able to get this controller for the DK Oldies Xbox 360. So I was very, very fortunate to find a good condition controller. And let's go on to some more accessories I have. I picked up this at Vintage Stock. You guys saw that in the Vintage Stock video. Honestly, I really wish I did have this when the 360 was in its prime. This is probably the best product to have. It's just, honestly, I don't know why they didn't do this. If they have something for this for Xbox One, I want it badly. But fact is, mechanical keyboard, you're not having to sit there and scroll through the digital one and all this other stuff. So time consuming. This is just a breath of fresh air compared to that. And it hooks on easily just like that. And it always stays on. And it feels good in the hand too. It doesn't have that much bulk or anything else negative about that. I do have the original Xbox 360 Elite faceplate. I tried putting the carbon fiber sticker that came with it on the faceplate. Unfortunately, I botched it really badly, if you can see that in the video. But apparently the Microsoft released a carbon fiber faceplate already, so I just bought that and put it on here and just add the sticker on the rest, so I don't really need that. So what else do I have? Oh yes, I can't forget about this. Here's the original hard drive that came with the Elite. It's 120 gigs. I got this. I did not know Microsoft made this. I thought I was going to have a headache trying to transfer all the data and games and stuff I downloaded. But no, they actually released an official adapter. You just plug in your hard drive and then you can transfer your stuff. They also make it for these style hard drives too. Let me show y'all guys real quick. Guys, here's what the old style hard drives look like, this proprietary stuff. It's kind of cool, but kind of inconvenient at the same time. They just pop in like that. The other ones are at the bottom right here. And this is watch this. This is 320 gigs. Yeah. And that's just the difference in terms of hard drive. So they changed that up. Very simple. But yeah, I was hoping that I could use this as like an external drive, so I could have 375 gigs or 370 gigs of storage, but unfortunately I can't use it hooked up like this as an external drive. It just hooked up as transfer, so that kind of sucks. Maybe there's a way I can work around it. I haven't figured that out yet, but if you guys know, let me in the comments how I can use this as an external drive for my 360. Be nice to have. I think that's all the accessories I have. Let's talk about the last controller I have for it, and that is the shitty third-party Xbox 360 controller that came with the DK Oldies console. I hate you. I even went out of my way to put a Nikon battery pack on the back of it. I hate it. And the one thing I hate it with is, if you guys don't remember the original DK video, it came with this dongle. And I was like, oh sweet, they included the PC dongle for it, so I could use it wirelessly on PC. Nope. Unless you have this plugged into your Xbox 360, this controller will not be recognized and cannot be used. My camera battery died, so I had to replace it. This one's not fully charged either, and I don't know how much time I have, so I better hurry it on. The last accessory I have for it, and it can only be used on this console, and that is memory cards. As I stated, this didn't need memory cards at all. The game saves are just way too big. A lot of times for memory cards. The maximum one you can get is 256 megabytes. I got a 256 megabyte card here and a 64 gigabyte card here. They plug into the front of the console like that. As far as I know, they didn't make black ones, at least the ones I couldn't find. They're all white, so they don't really match the console very well. And honestly, it doesn't need it. I got it just to fill the holes. Now, probably the longest part about the video is the games. I got a lot of games digitally, but I also got a lot of physical copies of games. And I'm just going to glance over them really, really quickly. First one on top here is Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition. Comes with all of the DLC. Really good game. Reverse compatibility on Xbox One as far as I know. Good game. Must have. Best Fallout game in the franchise. Fight me in the comments. What's an Xbox 360 without some version of Call of Duty? And I got the combo pack. Black Ops 1 and 2. Black Ops 1 Zombies amazing. The campaigns are amazing. The multiplayer is still active and still good. Honestly, pick this up if you have an Xbox One or 360. Games are still alive and they're still somewhat thriving. Forza Horizon, a game you should own if you have a 360 or an Xbox One. This is where it all started. This is how we got crazy games like Horizon 5 and all this other stuff. Quake 4. I don't know much about the game. I love the Quake series, and I've been playing this and trying to do as much as I can with the game. I haven't played a lot of it to give it a good review yet, but it's a nice game to have. So far, what I've played of it is fun, and you honestly should pick you up a copy if you own a 360. Call of Duty World at War. Probably the best version of zombies in the entire Call of Duty franchise. Fight me in the comments. This is the most fun I've ever played in any version of zombies. All the Black Ops, freaking Advanced Warfare, Infinity War, whatever. This is the best version of the zombies. The story is amazing. The multiplayer is amazing. It is probably one of the best Call of Duty games ever released. And then I got not one, not two, but all three Modern Warfare games. And I haven't played them. I haven't played much of them yet. I recently picked these up not that long ago. I haven't played any of them. I played a little bit of the first game, but I haven't played any of the others. But they're really good games, and probably Call of Duty is probably what made the Xbox 360 online, Xbox Live so popular because of these games. So if you own an Xbox, you gotta own some version of Call of Duty. And probably my favorite first-person shooter series all time. Thank you, 2042, for botching it. Or 2043, whatever it is. I don't give a shit. It's Battlefield 2, Bad Company, and Battlefield 3. Two of the best Battlefield games in the series. The story, multiplayer, amazing. Bad Company, just like Bad Company 1, the story is amazing. The multiplayer is really good too. Unfortunately, if you guys don't know, EA is planning on shutting down the Bad Company 2 servers soon. So you guys better get your fill in right now. The Left 4 Dead series, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. I've played these games. Amazing story, amazing multiplayer. And honestly, this is better than Back 4 Blood. Back 4 Blood, you just copied off of this. I'm sorry. These, if you have an Xbox 360 or an Xbox One, pick these games up. The best zombie wave game ever. Thank you, Valve, for making that. Far Cry 3, one of the best Far Cry games in the series. You should honestly play it. The story's amazing. Just going around causing mass chaos and destruction. Fun game to play, all the weapons, the story. Honestly, one of the best in the series. What's an Xbox 360 without Gears of War? I got Gears of War 1. Unfortunately, I didn't play it yet. I got all these games, okay? I gotta play them. Alright. Gears of War, I played a little bit of it on Game Pass. I have not played the full game. I haven't even played for a quarter of it, but it is an amazing game, and you honestly need to pick it up. I've seen YouTube videos on it. I've seen how the story goes and how it ends. This is a game you have to have if you have an Xbox, just in general. Honestly, it don't get much better for terms of story, gameplay, shooting. It's just 10 out of 10. Microsoft exclusive. Orange box, this is just a steal. 3 games in one. You got Half-Life, you got the complete Half-Life game, you got Portal, and you got Team Fortress 2. All really good games, all really fun. A must-have if you have an Xbox 360. What came bundled with my Star Wars R2-D2 limited edition console is Star Wars Kinect. This game was so much fun for the short time I played it. Just getting the control of your lightsaber, using Kinect moves, made you feel like you were actually in the Star Wars universe. Probably one of the only few games I do play. I really do wish there was a version of this game where it required a controller. It'd probably be more fun. Let's see. Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. I played a lot of games from this. Honestly, Sega and Microsoft's partnership and how they've worked together over the years after the death of the Dreamcast. A lot of people say that the original Xbox was the spiritual successor of the Dreamcast. A lot of people can disagree on that. I've never played a real Sega console, so I couldn't tell you. I just know this is fun. There's a lot of different versions on different platforms, but if you see this for cheap, pick it up. My third favorite game in the Elder Scrolls series, and that is the Elder Scrolls 3 Oblivion Game of the Year Edition. And I got this game for one reason, and that is for the Knights of the Nine DLC. That's why I got it. Really great story, really great game. A must-have if you have a 360 or an Xbox One. It's just a really good game. Obviously, the PC port is better, but if you don't have a PC, that's still a really good port to pick. Mass Effect, a game that I have not played yet. I can't really give a good review on it. I picked this up on recommendation, and I'm probably going to be playing it and recording it here soon. Borderlands, Game of the Year Edition. Honestly, Borderlands, one of the best games I've ever played. It is so fun. A lot of crazy stuff happens, and I'm glad I got the Game of the Year Edition. Honestly, all the Borderlands games are fun, and if you have an Xbox 360 or an Xbox One, pick it up. You will not go wrong. The original Dark Souls, I've not played it. I picked this up because the Elden Ring games basically started where Dark Souls is. So, I wanted to play the first Dark Souls game to see if I liked it. Probably should have got Elden Ring first, but it was a cool game and a must-have. I picked up Dragon Age Origins on recommendation. I don't really know what it is, but it's a dark fantasy game, and I look forward to playing it and recording it for you guys. Diablo 3, a must-have if you have an Xbox 360. One of the best ports of Diablo, by the way. One of the best ports. If you have an Xbox 360, go ahead and pick that up too. I haven't played it yet, but it's going to be real fun. Oh, the first Fear game for Xbox 360. Honestly, you need to pick this up if you have an Xbox 360. The story is amazing. The gameplay is amazing. It's just an overall good game. You need to play it. Alan Wake. You can't own an Xbox without Alan Wake. If you like the Stephen King novels and the movies, you'll like this. This is basically inspired by Stephen King's storytelling. I don't know if he actually have rights for the game, but it is such a really good game and you need to pick it up. I picked this up on a recommendation for the guy at Vintage Stock. I've not played it yet, but that is the Dishonored game. It's made by Bethesda. Basically told me it's like a better version of Assassin's Creed. So I can't wait to play that. We'll record a lot of these games I have not played, and I'm going to record and stream it for y'all. Batman Arkham Origins. I've never played any of the Batman Arkham games. I picked up Origins on... I just found it, so I picked it up. So I want to see if the series is worth investing. The first Destiny game, I've not played it because I haven't been able to get it to work. So if anybody knows how to get it to work, please let me know in the comment section. On the first Assassin's Creed game, I wanted to see if the Assassin's Creed series was something worth getting into. So I picked up the very first game, and I'm going to play it and record and stream that with y'all and see where that goes. And that's basically everything I got for the Xbox 360. I got a lot of digital games too. I don't know off the top of my head, but they're really good digital games. One of them is Fez. Xbox Live Arcade is still around, and honestly, there's tons of good games on there. You need to get an Xbox 360 right now. Eventually, Microsoft is going to discontinue it. I don't know how much time it has, but why it's still technically alive, get one now. Get it on Xbox Live Arcade. Buy and download whatever you can before it's too late. I recommend getting this console. 10 out of 10. Amazing console. One of my favorites in the entire Xbox franchise. I'm back, and if you notice the difference between video quality dropping, my DLSR camera batteries died, both of them, and I don't have time to charge it. I want to get this video up. So I'll be recording the rest on a video camera that I picked up at the flea market, which is a Sony HDR CX 405. And it is the slightly upgraded model compared to my first video camera I got, which is the Sony Handycam HDR CX240. Slightly better video quality, a better zoom. It's a 60 times zoom instead of a 54. And this camera will be staying up as my new web monitor. This one I'm still going to use to go out and do vlogs with if I don't have the DLSR camera around the Canon Rebel. So, plus it has slightly better quality, and I rather use it as a webcam, and I rather use this as a video camera. Even though technically this is slightly worse, this is what I started with, and I want to continue using this for as long as I can before I make a massive upgrade. And this camera that I'm recording off of, which I don't know if it's any good or not, we're about to find out, I rather use for a webcam. It's not that big of an upgrade anyway, so I figured I'd mention that too. Now onward, I think I've talked about everything with the 360, now onward to the last but not least, the other Xbox console I have. Now, I am missing one model of the Xbox 360, and that is the Model E. Also, some of the older versions, like the white ones, that I'll probably get later on. So, I want every version of the console I can get, and I am missing several models. So, these are two models I have. These are two models I use when I can, so this is what I'm showing y'all today. So. I probably should have prepared better. I'll be editing a lot of this stuff out. Now, probably the Xbox console I play the most, and that is my Xbox One with official Microsoft stand. Now, there are multiple versions of this console in the house, alright? This is just my model. My brother owns one of the very first versions of the Xbox One, the big one, the glassy black. He's got the original controllers that came with it, not the upgraded ones, the original before the Bluetooth and stuff. He's also got an original Connect 2 for it. My sister has an all-digital version of the console that I got for her for this Christmas. I got her the all-digital one, mainly because she's going to be sharing the game console with my little sisters, and they don't treat disc very well. So I got her that, and I'm paying for her Game Pass whenever she needs it. So she's been enjoying it and having fun time with that. But this is my version of the console. I got this for Christmas. I don't remember when it was for a Christmas. I'm sure I got a memory of it somewhere, but I don't remember how old I was when I got this. Probably 14, 15 years old maybe when I got this. So I've put so much time game. I can't even express. I have over 123 games digitally on here. I don't own a lot of physical copies. Not just because it's more convenient nowadays to get digital versions than trying to find to go out and get physical copies of the game. So I got a lot of digital games, over 120. I play a lot of games from Minecraft to Battlefield to Call of Duty, Terraria, Stardew Valley, etc. The Escapist. There's so much games, Roblox. I could go on and on and on. The list just gets bigger. And how to store all this, because this is only a 500 gigabyte model. So you run out of space very quickly, and that's where you get yourself a Seagate. Well, I got this. My brother's got a Western Digital Passport. I got this. He's got 2 terabytes. I got 4 terabytes right here. And I put this little Razer sticker on there because it came with my Razer Kraken Volume 2 headset, and that's where all the games live. 4 terabytes. The 500 gigabytes are completely full on this on here, and there's only 500 gigabytes of storage left on this hard drive. So yeah, a lot of games, a lot of games. My sister has a red passport drive, an older one that I gave her. It's a 2 terabyte drive. Honestly, if you're gonna own new game consoles nowadays, you need this. You need some version of this. Some version. Let's go to the only version that I don't have in the house currently is, besides the Xbox 360 Series S and Series X, I don't have an Xbox One X. I don't own one. I really wish I did, but I don't. But I have 3 out of 4 so in the house. So I guess that's good. This is just the only variant I own. I want to own every variant of this console when I can, just for collector's sake. Let's start off with... I got 2 headsets for the controllers. I don't have a headset. I don't have an headset for the 360 controller. I did have one at one point, but it broke. And to be fair, I was too young and I never used it. I do plan on getting a headset for the 360 just in my spare time. I got this Turtle Beach Ear Force Recon. Just a cheap, paid $25 for this. Then I also got I got the Turtle Beach XO4 headset as well. This is what I use all the time when I'm gaming on my Xbox 360. Unfortunately, I'm missing my little pop filter on both of them. So that is sad. I use this as a backup for if I can't find this one, or if this one goes out, then I just go back to using that one. Next we got controllers. Here's the controller I use all the time. This is a Model S controller, and I love this controller so much. This is probably the best game controller ever made. Fight me in the comments. This is some sort of PUBG camo controller. I don't remember. It's a really nice controller to have. There's a bunch of controllers I want for this thing that I unfortunately do not own, and I will be talking about that later. The other controllers I do own personally is I got this Afterglow controller, and if you're wondering why it looks like this, I'll tell you in a minute. And then this Red Rock Candy controller. Now, this Red Rock Candy controller, yes, it is an Xbox One controller, but I do not use it for my Xbox One. I bought this to use for my PC just to have a plain wired controller ready to go at any given time. And I do plan on getting the rubber things because these thumbsticks are plastic. But honestly, I prefer the feel of the Rock Candy controller over the feel of this Model S controller. Mainly because it is built tough. You will have a hard time breaking it. I have managed to break break one of these controllers. I actually got really mad at a game and I fried it in half one time. It was a green one, but yeah. But I bought this red one. I paid $15 for it at Vintage Stock, and I bought it to use on my gaming PC. I'm including it in the video because, yeah, I can use this if I want to, but I don't use it. This is just for my PC right there. And then I got this Afterglow controller, which I bought after I broke my Minecraft Creeper controller. I pried that in half as well, and I really wish I didn't do that. That Minecraft Creeper controller has gotten so valuable, and they are hard to get now, and I really wish I didn't do that. And I'm still kicking myself in the pants for it to this day. But wondering why this Afterglow controller looks weird. Basically, I had broken an Afterglow controller and I broken a Rock Candy controller. So what I did was I decided to take both of them and salvage them together and put them together in this. That's why we got white triggers, white bumper, we got a white Xbox button, we got a white Y and B button, we got black Afterglow stuff. It's Afterglow to be the same color as Baja Blast Mountain Dew. I'd show you if I had it on, but it's a very nice controller, built very well, just like the Rock Candy controller. Rock Candy controllers are built a little nicer than the Afterglow controllers. This one feels lighter compared to this, even though this has technically more guts in it. But yeah, I took the rumblers, the thumbsticks, and the buttons, and I basically cobbled them all together to make this. It's technically a custom controller I made, but I only did it because I broke both of them, and I salvaged the parts what I had to put them together, so I've not been good. And then this controller I bought for my cousin when he came over. I do not use this. This is his controller for when he comes to the house, and that is this Power A controller. It's modeled after the new Xbox One controllers, or Xbox Series controllers, however you call it. I don't have one of them. My brother has one of them. They changed the look of the controllers, that's all they really did, and added an extra button. I don't like the way they feel or look. I prefer this model over it. But they basically look like this. I have nothing against the Power A controllers, I just don't like how they feel. Cheap controller, but I got this brand new for my cousin. I couldn't afford a new one at the time, and this is a controller he uses whenever he comes over. One controller, I don't have an Elite controller. I really wish I did. I don't have any version of that, unfortunately. There's one Xbox One controller I want so badly because I am a diehard Xbox fan. I love the Xbox between generation. I own at least one of every version of the console, and I have so much games and so much memories with it. They released a 20-year anniversary controller, and I didn't know about it. And they're like, they want freaking as much as an Xbox Elite controller. They want that much money. $175 to $200 a scene for one of those special 20-year anniversary controllers. I want it so bad. Even Razer made a custom stand for it that's like $60. I will get one eventually. I just cannot now. And I would love to show you all the digital games I have for it, but that would take too much time. I have over 125 digital games between the 500 gigabyte hard drive and the 4 terabyte Seagate drive. But I do have physical copies of the games right here. I can take them up. I got this nice little stack right here. They're not in order, but we're going to go through them. And we're going to start off with a disappointing one, and that is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. A really disappointing game. Not that... this game was so hyped, but didn't deliver very well. It was the first time me and my brother actually saved up the money to buy a new Call of Duty game right off the shelf, only to be met with disappointment, honestly. I had so much hype for this game, and I just went down the toilet. I forgot to mention there is a game in the Xbox One currently that I forgot to take out, and that is Titanfall 1. I picked it up at Vintage Stock for $1. The reason why it's in the Xbox One is because I don't have a case for it, so it just kind of sits in there. And I'm going to go through these 4 games real quick. I picked these up at the flea market the other day. I have not played them. I've not done anything with them yet. So, another thing I can record and do a series on. We got Assassin's Creed Origins, probably one of the best in the entire series. We got Outward. I don't know what this game is about. It looked cool. They were only asking $5 for it, so I picked it up. Titanfall 2, the best Titanfall game in the series. And then Tom Clancy's Division 2. I have not played any of those 4 games. I do plan on playing them when I get a chance. I just got to get the time around to do so. And then we move on to the games I have played. The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim Special Edition. I forgot to show in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. I do have the original map for it too, and this one has the original map with it too. So, I actually got this from a work buddy. George, if you're watching, thank you. I put a lot of time into this game. I've not beaten it, unfortunately. Just a lot of things got in the way. This is my second favorite game in the entire franchise, so Oblivion being third. Really good game. Must have if you have an Xbox One. Pick it up. Obviously, the PC version is better, but if all you have is an Xbox and you want to play Skyrim, this is a really good version. Plus, it has mod support, too. I don't know why, but it does. Then we got Black Ops 3, which is, I'm going to be honest, I don't like the modern I don't like the futuristic warfare stuff. I never have. But the Zombies Chronicles on this, where you can play every Zombies map from Black Ops 1 and 2, honestly, for that reason alone is enough to pick up Black Ops 3. The multiplayer is decent. The multiplayer is good. The story is decent. The zombies, man, just going back and playing some of the original Black Ops maps and the original Black Ops 2 maps for zombies in this kind of graphics, just beautiful. Star Wars Battlefront. This is a really good game. There's multiple versions of the game. I just got the base copy of the game because it was cheap and I got it on clearance. It's a really fun game to play. It looks very beautiful. I got both of them on PC and that's how I prefer to play it. But if you have an Xbox One, this is a good version to play it. And it runs pretty good and it looks pretty good. Battlefield 1, one of the best in the entire series. My favorite Battlefield game is Battlefield 4, which I have digitally on the console. But I have the physical version of Battlefield 1. And it is an amazing game. Really good multiplayer, really good weapons, really good story. This is honestly one of the best games the DICE people have released. Honestly, I'm out of words. EA DICE did something amazing with this. Why didn't they do that with 2042? I don't know. And you have to own this if you have an Xbox One, and that is Halo 5 Guardians. This is a really good game, a really good story, really good multiplayer. Honestly, it's Halo. What else can you say? I have the Master Chief Collection. That is a game. That is something you must own if you have an Xbox. So you got to own a Halo 5 and you got to own the Master Chief Collection. And we got Wolfenstein 2, New Colossus. I think that's how you pronounce it. But the story with this game is I played some of it. I've not played all of it. I've been playing the New Order, which I have digitally on the console. But when my brother got his Xbox One, the launch version of it, because I helped him find it and helped him get it, it actually came with this copy of Wolfenstein brand new that he was selling with the console. And I was like, hey, I'll take the game for collateral. And he just gave it to me. Really good game. Honestly, the Wolfenstein series is a really good game. Must have. And probably the most misunderstood Call of Duty game, and that's Call of Duty World War II. Good zombies, good multiplayer, good campaign. It's just, I guess people expected more out of this game than what they got. So that's pretty much everything. That's my entire Xbox collection. I don't include all the digital games because there's so much. And I've had so much memories made with these game consoles, honestly. I really wish I could go back and experience them properly, but now I can experience it now that I have money and I can do all this stuff. Like, honestly, you saw all the stuff I have. This stuff's not cheap. There's a bunch of different versions of the Xbox One. I really want the Minecraft version of this. Pretty much have every version of the console except for the Series X. I have, other than the old white consoles, I'm missing the Model E in terms of 360, and they only made the one version. There are different variants of the one version, but they only made one version of the original Xbox. I really do wish I had that Mountain Dew Special Edition console, or even the EA Sports. And the Logitech wireless controller I was talking about in the beginning of the video, apparently it did so well they released an EA Sports version of that wireless controller for the EA Sports version of the original Xbox. I don't know if it was bundled together, but they did make a version that looked like the console to go with it. I don't own that because I really had no reason to own it. I just found a black one for cheap. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this. Is my Xbox collection. Is what I have. Everything I've showed you in the video. Honestly, I will always be an Xbox fanboy, and I will always play an Xbox over a PlayStation at the end of the day. It's just, I like Microsoft. They've done very well with the Xbox brands. They've made some mistakes, just like the other game console companies have. But it's done pretty well, and I hope they continue supporting Xbox, and I hope they keep giving Sony a run for their money, and I hope Sony is around too. I both love Sony and Microsoft, but at the end of the day, if it came to a choice, I would favor over Microsoft over Sony. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that post notifications bell. I got a bunch of other videos coming. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry for all the camera problems. It's just, I wasn't really prepared to make this video, but when in doubt, push the video out. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please comment down below, what is your favorite game console brand and your favorite game console of all time? Comment down below. I want you guys to tell me. Are you a Sega boy? Are you a Sony boy? Are you a Microsoft boy like me? Are you a Nintendo boy? Please tell me down below. I miss Atari too. Atari was pretty good too. But I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you all very much. More videos coming soon. A lot of things have been going on in the background. And I look forward to doing more videos like this for y'all. I wish you all a good night. Love y'all. Unbearableboss out.